Hi, Assalamualaikum, and hi everyone. My name is Nur Amna Fatih binti Abdul Fattah, and today we're going to present a video presentation about state constitution. We have to know the basic structure of state government. So Malaysia's state government follow a parliamentary system, each headed by either a sultan in monarch state or a yang dipertua negeri in non-monarch states, in some non-monarch state. State constitution align with the federal constitution and provide for legislative assemblies elected every 5 years. States are divided into districts and in Sabah Sarawak into larger divisions. Local governance extends to village levels with judicial authority split between high courts and supported by subordinate courts and Sharia courts for Islamic monarchy. So the political process for Malaysia state constitution is very simple.
So moving on to the next topic, what is state legislative power? Malaysia follows a federal system, which means power is shared between the federal government and state governments. According to Article 73 of the Federal Constitution, each state has the power to make laws for its own state. This lawmaking power is carried out by the State Legislative Assembly, also called the Dewan Undangan Negeri. Each of Malaysia's states has its own dun. Members are elected every 5 years and the assembly is led by a speaker. The party with the majority forms the state government and its leader becomes the Menteri Besar or Chief Minister. The dun can make laws on topics like land, Islamic laws for Muslims, local governments and agriculture. However, laws must follow the state constitution and cannot conflict with federal laws. The ninth schedule in the constitution divides lawmaking powers into federal laws, state laws, and concurrent laws. Concurrently, both federal and state governments can make laws, but if there's a conflict in the concurrent laws, federal law overrides.
Next, let's talk about state executive power. Before we start, we have to know first what is the state executive power. It's basically the power that the state government has to run things in this state, like managing land, Islamic matters, and local council. So this power is shared between three main people, which is ruler or governor, chief minister or Menteri Besar, and state executive council, or we call it as EXCO. First, we have the ruler or the governor, also called the sultan or yang dipertua negeri. They are the ceremonial head, which means they don't run things in the daily work, but they have important roles like appointing the chief minister and being the head of Islam in the state. Second, we have the Menteri Besar or chief minister. So this is the person that who really handles the state daily administration. They lead the government, form policies, work on issues like housing, land and local development. And also they are appointed by the ruler, but still they must have the support of the majority in the state assembly. The last one, we have the state executive council, or we call it as EXCO. So think of this like the state's mini cabinet. Each member is in charge in different areas like education, public works or religion. So they help the Menteri Besar to run the state smoothly. But here's the thing, the state can do whatever it wants. The federal constitution has set the limit. For example, the state executive can interfere with things like national defense or foreign policy, and also if the state executive does something wrong, it can be challenged in court, and the ruler has some discretionary power to keep things in check. So in short, the state executive power help to run the state smoothly with clear roles, limits to make sure everything's follow the law.
Last but not least, I want to talk about local authorities in Malaysia and their important roles. Local authorities are local government bodies that manage everyday issues in their areas. They are created by law and have the power to make decisions on local matters such as collecting taxes and providing public services. The system is part of Malaysia's federal structure, which shares power between the federal, state and local government. The Local Government Act of 1976 gave local authorities clear powers to manage infrastructure, public services and community welfare. Before this act, there were many different types of local governments, but the act simplified into mainly two types, which are municipal councils and district councils. So, in Malaysia, there are three main types of local authorities, which are district councils, municipal councils, and also city councils. So, district councils manage rural areas or small towns with fewer than 150,000 people. They focus on basic public services like street cleaning and maintaining local roads. So, municipal councils serve larger towns or small cities with population over 150,000. They provide more urban services, support business growth, and also handle more complex administration. So, last but not least, city councils. City councils are for big cities with more than 500,000 people and bigger budgets. For example, Kuala Lumpur City Hall manages the capital city's planning, sanitation and business licensing and also public facilities. It has a very large budget compared to other local governments.